Oh shit! Check this out. Let me see this. It's pretty bad. What's up? Welcome to a new live stream on the Grail of the Serpent. Please let me know if the sound is okay. Can you guys hear me fine? Is the audio good? Type in a comment. Let me know if you can hear me. Are you receiving everything? Sounds good? Okay, awesome. What's up, Soraya? How's it going? Aaron Clint Cajetin. Audio's good. Cool, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little Q&A with you guys here. Okay. I don't know how long, but probably not too long. I'm just gonna wait till more people show up. Okay, we got like 10 people right now, and I want to start when we're about 20. Okay. Until then, please let me know where you're from, guys. Okay, please let me know where you're from. What place on earth are you tuning in from? Please let me know. Just let me know your location and your age. That'd be awesome. Okay, where are the comments? Good evening. Hey Frank, blessings. I was just saying grateful for all that you do. You have helped tremendously in my life with your gifts and knowledge. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I do that for people like you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for saying that. Yes, I can hear you. Thanks. Okay. Aaron is from the Philippines. Awesome. He's 19. Good. Michigan. Mr. Amazing is from Michigan. Welcome. Matthew says good evening. What's up? Southern Indiana. Soraya, what's up? Alexa's from Serbia. I heard Serbia is a great place to at least visit as a vacation spot. What do you think? Should I visit Serbia, Alexa? Do you think that's a great place to do vacations in? JB is from California. Milakini is from Stockton, California. Awesome. And Misty is from Arizona. Came in. Wow. Arizona must be so hot right now, huh? During this time of the year. Okay, Alexa says. What's the capital of Serbia? Is it Belgrade? Belgrade? I think it's Belgrade, right? Should be. Okay, Chris is from Sydney, 25. Sydney, Australia, I assume. Awesome. Cool. Okay, 14 people. I'm gonna start when we're 20. Okay, Alexa says yes. Okay. Are you from Belgrade, or from what part of Serbia are you? Okay, 15. We're getting closer to 20. 20. New York City. Oh, that's Ramirez. I remember that. Baba Banks is from Anaheim. Anaheim. Is that California too, Anaheim? That's, okay.
It's a little bit further past LA.
Okay. Western part, not really from Belgrade. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you can already post your questions, guys. Okay, so whatever you want to know, please ask. Belgrade is a jungle compared to other cities, by the way. Compared to other cities in your country, or compared to other cities globally? Because I heard good things about Belgrade, actually. Great architecture, great food, pretty safe, clean. Only heard good things about that place. But who knows, maybe the rest is different. Miguel. What's up, Miguel? How's it going? Okay, 17, we're almost at 20. I'm gonna start when we get 20 people. Whatever questions you have, please ask, okay? In Germany, no, in general, but especially in my country compared to others. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, if it's the biggest city, it probably has the most pollution, right? And the most, you know, most crazy stuff going on out there. Which is, I guess it's normal. Yeah, I should definitely visit though. Serbia. We'll see. See how that goes. We're 19. 19 spots. No, it's 20, 21. Okay, awesome. All right, so if you got any questions, please shoot. I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability, right? For the longest time, I didn't do consultations and readings, right? I shut it down almost, what was that, 2019? And I stopped doing that. Well, in the meantime, there were many messages. I got asked so many times, I forgot how many times, right? But can you do a reading? Can you do this? Can you do a consultation? Blah, blah, blah. And that was Saturday night, right? Saturday night or Sunday morning or something like that. I decided, okay, boom, let's do consultations again. Okay, so I'm available for readings and consultations again. And that page for consultations and readings is going to be posted on the Grail of the Serpent website soon. Okay, you're going to be notified if you're in my groups, or follow me on Instagram, or even here, like on YouTube. I'm going to put a video out, of course, that lets you know about that, and you'll be able to book your consultations with me. Okay, the minimum, you don't have to get a full hour. The minimum is going to be 5 minutes, though. Okay, a minimum of 5 minutes, and yeah, we can talk about whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you want. Do you want readings? You know, I can do that very well. Channelings, divinations, you know, whatever your problem when it comes to practical witchcraft and getting your results with it. Yeah, I'm here to help, no problem. Let's see. There was a comment here. Frank, is it a good idea for me to switch my current job and start my new career? It would be more time and freedom. I just don't know what I'm getting into. Okay, yeah. Look, generally speaking, I'm not looking into it right now. For that, I mean, I recommend, of course, a consultation if you want me to actually look into the cards for that. But generally speaking, any decision that I make is done in this way, okay? Let me give you an example, okay? If I were to go into a place that sells furniture, okay? I would go in there and it would make me tired. I would be there for 5 minutes and then I get tired. I get like really annoyed by it, you know? And the reason for that is that my mind at that point has to make so many different decisions, you see? I'm in the middle of an abundance of furniture, but I don't know what I want, you see? So my mind, look, the mind, as soon as you put something in front of it, it tries to make sense out of it, you see? But without specific instructions, it's going to be confused and it's going to try to make decisions based on, you know, based on nothing. But it will try to come up with a conclusion. And since there's no clear direction, it's going to get confused and you get tired. All right. So any decision that you make has to be based on two things. All right. It has to be based on the ideal, meaning what is it that you want, and it has to be based on where you are, okay? Always remember that metaphor with the GPS, yeah? The GPS requires your destination and it requires where you're at. Without those two, there is no clear route, you see? And there's also no clear decision-making process. And, you know, if you're asking that question, that might be what you're struggling with right now, you see? So what is the ideal that you want? And where are you right now? And is that job a way to get you to the ideal? You see, that's the question that I would ask. Now, of course, if you want additional information or if you want additional insight into that, yeah, we can definitely do that. The page is not up yet, but if you want to book a consultation or a reading, hit me up on Facebook, okay? My private message, on Messenger, my private profile, and then we can schedule something, okay? We can definitely do that. And my beard is getting really long. I like it. It looks really full. I can't wait, man. I'm gonna grow it out like this, you know? It's gonna grow for 2-3 years. Yeah. Really long. Okay. You might be pleased to know that I followed your advice and now I have been able to get off blocks through my dreams. That's awesome, Misty. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, of course. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. It's always awesome when people follow your advice and benefit from it. You know, that's always great. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. I got a reading about a particular situation, and my friend got a reading about the same situation, although the outcome was completely different. Why is that? Hold on, let me read that again. I got a reading about a particular situation, and my friend got a reading about the same situation, although the outcome was completely different. Why is that? Well, isn't that obvious? Okay, so I'm assuming here you got a reading from one person, the friend got a reading from another person, and both of you were told completely different things. Well, I think you got two options here, okay? So either one of them is wrong, or both of them are wrong, right? And I don't know how much experience you have with readings, and that applies to all of you guys, by the way. I don't know how much experience you have with psychic readings and tarot readings and consultations when it comes to spiritual stuff, okay? But 99% of what you're gonna get out there is just gonna be horse shit, okay? I don't know if you knew that. I thought that was clear, but you know. Especially if it's very cheap, you're gonna get what you pay for, which is horse shit. Okay, people just tell you what you want to hear, or they just make shit up. You see, there's a reason why I charge what I charge, because this is actually real. Like, think about what I actually offer, my friend. I offer not readings. I don't offer consultations. I offer an actual, genuine glimpse into the future. Okay? Into the future, into the deep impetus of things. You know? This is what I built my life on, you know? I built my life on occult knowledge. Occult knowledge, not by selling occult knowledge. I have a life outside of all of that, okay? I'm not dependent on any of this here. And I built my life on the practical application of witchcraft, Okay? So my life is proof that I get results with magic, meaning I can actually look into the future. I can actually tell you what's going on in other people's lives. I can actually tell you those things. And I can actually use magic, you see. And that's why I can charge what I charge, you see. And people still pay it. Because I'm good at what I do, right? So it shouldn't surprise you, my friend. Because 99% of what you're going to get out there in the market when it comes to witchcraft and readings and all of that is not going to get you anything. You see? The funny thing is, sometimes people get a reading from me, and then next time they go somewhere else because it's cheaper, you know, and then they come back to me to confirm, or they come back to me to try to fix what went wrong somewhere else, or they ask me to confirm, which I feel a little bit offended by, to be honest. I don't know, maybe it's my ego or whatever, but I feel offended by that because, come on, like what is that, you know? Yeah, but I guess I can't expect loyalty when it comes to that shit. So who cares, you know? So if you don't give me loyalty, at least pay me what I'm worth. So the point is this: don't be surprised. Most of what you're gonna find is gonna be bullshit. All right. That's why I don't recommend other people for that, because they can't do what I can do. Honestly, straight up. I cannot recommend anyone else for readings or spells and all of that stuff. It's not because I don't want them to get business or anything like that. I don't know anyone who can do what I can do. Channelings and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know anyone who can do what I can do. Okay? That's the honest truth. Yeah? When is your online game available for purchase? It's going to be free. It's not for purchase. I'm not going to sell it. Any member of the forum is going to be able to use the online game for free. That's just for my community, you know. I'm not going to charge you anything. And it's in the last stages of development. Okay. Have you ever worked with Archangel Metatron? If so, could you explain what energy it represents? Metatron is, yeah, I work with him. When you work through the Tree of Life, automatically you're gonna, at one point at the highest Sapphira, he's the Archangel, so you're gonna have to work with him. He represents enlightenment. Okay. I would also like to purchase Money Mastery. Can I make one full upfront payment and get the whole program instead of monthly payments? Yeah, but I would have to create like an individual link for you. Okay, so if you can message me on, Facebook, private message, or on Instagram, we can do that. Yes, one payment. Yes. What are your views on chakra removal? Look, chakras fulfill a function in the life functions of the body. All right, they are the ones that facilitate the flow of life force through the body. If you remove chakras, you are also removing life from the body, which means anyone who would actually do that would die. Okay, that's why I think it is ridiculous, complete bullshit. Like I don't know who made that shit up, but in my book, that is retarded. It's just retarded. Like, think about it. Like, nobody uses logic anymore. See, what I'm saying is, there's one thing to claim something, okay? There's one thing. Look, you can claim anything, okay? A person can claim, I'm so flexible, I can put my my foot up my ass or something like that, you know? Like that's a claim, right? Whatever, freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. I can also say, hey, I can remove my chakras and that helps my ascension or something like that. Yeah, you can say that. Doesn't mean there's any truth to it. Here's my recommendation, my friend, okay? Anything that does not make sense logically is usually bullshit, okay? Whether it's when it comes to the mundane world or the spiritual world, okay? If something cannot be explained logically, it's usually bullshit, okay? So chakras, once again, in the occult physiology or occult, what would be the right word here? Occult anatomy of the body, okay? Occult means the unseen, meaning the energetic anatomy of the body. The chakras facilitate the flow from the subtle levels of reality into the mundane, into the physical levels of reality, which means life force, you know, and then the connection to the spirit and all that stuff is necessary. For that, the chakras are necessary, okay? Your physical organs will not be able to function unless your chakras are functional to an extent. Does that make sense? So removing the chakras, that's retarded, man. That's a completely retarded and ridiculous idea. It makes no sense. It's suicide, okay? That's dumb. I don't know. It maybe sounds cool, you know? I mean, there are a lot of people that market the shit when it, because it sounds cool. Oh yeah, let's remove our chakras. What's next? Let's cut off our dicks. What is that? Oh, bro, wouldn't surprise me if they come out with a fucking ritual. Listen, we need to transcend duality. Let's cut off our dicks because we don't want to have our masculinity anymore. Listen, your masculinity is a limitation to your spiritual progression. Cut off your ball sack, right? The anti-ball sack ritual. Like, that's the kind of thought process that people have, man. And I don't want to go on a rant, but it's a retarded idea, man. It makes no sense, you see. Just to ask in general, what would be the price for readings? My rate is $33 per minute. And it's a 5-minute minimum. Yeah. And a maximum of 2 hours. Okay. What are your thoughts on sexual magnetism? Is it effective for real? What do you mean effective for real? If it exists, yeah. Of course sexual magnetism exists, yeah. Yeah. Your name's Rob, right? I assume that you're a guy, so you have lots of masculine energy. Women have masculine energy too, but just in in much less of a quantity, okay? But she has feminine energy. You have masculine energy. If you stand next to a woman, you can feel that, don't you? You can feel that's a different vibe. It's a different energy that she has. You know, so sexual magnetism. I mean, for magnetism to occur, you need 2 different poles, right? So yeah, that's why. To me, masculine women are unattractive. Women with too much masculine energy become very unattractive to me because my energy system registers them as men, you know, and that feels like a competition, you know. So that's why me personally, I can't deal with dominant women. I just can't. You know, I know there are guys that can, but I mean, whatever. It's theirs. You know, but I cannot deal with dominant women. Is interaction a choice? Incarnation a choice? At a certain level, yes, it is. At a certain level, it becomes a choice. It's finally caught alive. The time zone gods are with me today. Good for you. Yeah. What's up? Welcome. Okay. Finally, hold on. Hello, Frank. Is there such a thing as being initiated into a system by your ancestors? For example, Obeah. Initiated. Well, the ancestors. Is there such a thing as being initiated into a system by your ancestors? Well, yeah, but I mean, look. Um, yes, but your when they say your ancestors, they just say that generally, like in general, not necessarily your grandma that's doing that. It's basically what they call our ancestors are basically the people in our tradition, you know, the people that are connected to the tradition through a force field, and that force field transcends physical reality. So the spirits are part of that. Okay, you can find something like that. Usually in the ATRs, you know, Santeria, Apollo, you know, voodoo, like ancestor stuff is very, very important. And it is true, you know. When you get a muerto, I have a muerto, for instance, that used to be a palero himself, you know. So, and the initiations, well, when you go into the initiations, actually, I'm not even supposed to tell you this stuff. But the point is, the, yes, ancestor worship or working with your ancestors is very important, but specifically in the ATRs. So yeah, you said Obeah, yeah, it's part of the ATR too. So, I mean, think about it. You are like an energetic combination of many, many people that came before you, right? So there is an egregory around your family, around your lineage, and all of that stuff. So yes, in a sense, they are involved in your initiation too. Yeah, but that's like a very abstract concept, you know. I always recommend anyone, regardless of what tradition you're in, you don't need to get into Santeria, you don't need to get into Palo or any of this stuff. But in general, you should have a working connection with your ancestors, absolutely. Yeah, should feed them all the time, on a regular basis, you know. Thank you. Brother Frank, which tool is better to divine with, a crystal ball or a tarot cards? It depends on what you're looking at, okay? So tarot cards are better if you want to look into like intricate details of a situation, okay? If you want to communicate with the other side, meaning you want to connect with entities or communicate with you know, spirits, demons, and all that stuff, then a crystal ball or a mirror is better. Okay. It really depends on what you want to do. You know, also remote control of people works better through a mirror or a crystal ball. They're kind of like interchangeable. All right. What spirits are in the Rosicrucian system? The entire Rosicrucian system is, you can look at that on the web, you know, like you can download their entire spiritual system, see? And look at it. What is the most important thing in life? Your purpose. I attribute the inspiration to improve my financial health in regards to improve my connection with spirits to you, and I'm making more money than I ever have. Thought not much, but I feel I could. Oh, okay, well, hold on. Let me read that again. I attribute the inspiration to improve my financial health in regards to improve my connection with spirits to you, and I'm making more money than I ever have. Thought not much, but I feel I could. Okay. That's good to hear. I think I got what you were saying. Okay. Were some of the Orishas actual hysterical people who transcended? No. Definitely not. No. No. what's it like being a Luciferian, and what is your take on this whole COVID-19 pandemic and vaccination? I'm not a Luciferian. And okay, what is my take on this COVID-19? Look, I shouldn't even say that word because Google might flag this video if you talk about that shit. Look, here's what I think. I used to have this friend who was a doctor. He still is a doctor, and we were talking about pandemics 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago. That was 2016, and we were having coffee, and he talked about that the world is long overdue for a pandemic. Okay, pandemics are nothing new. The pandemic that we're having right now is actually one of the milder ones. I mean, they reoccur on a regular basis. It's just part of an evolutionary process, and COVID is definitely real. I don't know how dangerous it is. What I know is that it's being used to implement certain changes in society. But if it's not that, something else would have been used, you see. Here's what I do, my friend, okay? Here's what I do, for the most part. And that's just my take on life, or my take on situations in general, you see. You got two ways to deal with life, if you will, okay? You can focus on your control zone, meaning you focus on a daily basis, you focus on the things that are in your circle of influence, all right? And you just completely ignore the things that are not in your circle of influence, you see? And the irony about that is that by focusing on your circle of influence, your circle of influence constantly grows because you overcome limitations, and at one point you are able to affect things that used to be not in your circle of control, you see? So that is my recommendation for you. If that's, I don't know, if you want to take that or not, that's up to you. I'm not your daddy. You do whatever you want, okay? But that's how I do it. I approach things in a way where, is this in my circle of control right now? And then I pay attention to that and I control that. What you can also observe usually is that people that focus too much on what's outside of their circle of control, they usually don't pay enough attention to what should be inside of their control, and that's why their life is fucked up, okay? So people that worry too much about conspiracy theories, usually their life falls apart, okay? And if they use 10% or 20, 30% of the energy that they use on trying to figure out the conspiracy on figuring out how to live their life better, their life would actually increase and improve. By the way, should I really go into this shit? No. Okay, so that's my take on it. Okay, so I focus on my circle of control. All right. And the irony is that this eventually will make you have an effect on something that is bigger than your circle of control. Yeah, good. Oh, 45 people. That happened fast. Okay. Will demonic evocations cause harmful manifestations even when they are done for purposes of manifesting money or relationships? Look, man, it's like this. It's basically you being able you being able to work with the energy. Okay, so generally speaking, if you are capable of balancing that energy out or using it in a constructive way, it doesn't necessarily have to have harmful effects, okay? It's like, how do you use aggression, for instance? How do you use stress? Stress, we all have stress. What do you use that stress for? Do you let it sit there and you go into your shell and you You cave in, or do you use that stress to move you forward and to compel you to do some things? Okay, so it's like it depends on the individual, really. You know, some people can deal with it, some people cannot deal with it. So I don't know if I can give you a general answer. You know. All right. So what's this? Focus more on my spiritual side at times as well, but still working on improving both. But thank you so much again. My friend, there is no separation between the two, okay? This is a lie that your material situation has nothing to do with your spiritual situation. They're one and the same thing, or rather, two sides of the same coin, all right? Please get rid of that, okay? I know that there is this ideal, like a spiritual person is like this skinny yogi that sits on a mountaintop and eats a handful of rice all day. That's, in most people's minds, that's a spiritual individual, right? And the material person is doing nothing but, like, I don't know, smoking cigars and counting his money. No, that's bullshit. In order to progress materially, if you understand the material realm correctly, you also progress spiritually. They're one of the same things. If you talk to the highest people in business, they're also highly spiritually involved. Because don't you think it takes some massive power, spiritual power, to do things that, let's say, Elon Musk does? Are you telling me that's not magic? That guy comes up with the idea, I want to fly to Mars, okay? Manifesting that thing. Can you imagine how much mental power and focus and effort that takes and energy? That guy's a magician, all right? Maybe not the magician that you think he should be, like sitting in a temple and masturbating over some grimoires, right? But are you telling me this guy's not doing some magical stuff? Yeah. Or, look, magic does not happen in the temple. Magic happens in the temple, you prime yourself. But magic happens in your daily life, okay? Magic happens in the moments when your mind goes in certain directions and you bring it back and focus it and control it on what it is that you want. Magic happens in the moments when you overcome yourself. Magic happens in the moments when the inside imposes its will on the outside. Yeah? And in that case, anything in your life can be a magical practice, because it strengthens your will. Magic, at its core, is the fight for influence. What influence? Your inner world over the outside world. Yeah? The stronger you are, the more you can influence the outside through what you do inside of yourself. Any UFC fight is a magical battle. It's a battle of magical wills. I'm going to win. No, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And then there's a little bit of a magical battle, One tries to enter the head of the other through words, through carriers of energy. Yeah? And they try to create chaos inside of the inner world of the other person. And the one that succeeds with that magical attack, will win the fight, you see. The fight is won before. So the bottom line is this, I'm just trying to get you to see magic as more than just, doing a sigil ritual, you see. And this is the funny part. Look, any successful business person is more of a magician than the average magician or occultist that is just sitting in his mom's basement masturbating and I don't know, firing up a sigil for $5. Are you telling me, look, this one person studies magic or pretends to study magic, but can't get shit done in the outside world, when everything magic is about is affecting the outside world, you see? Take any medieval grimoire that you can find and look at what they talk about. They talk about treasures, they talk about, status, they talk about this and that and the other, getting love and getting women, blah, 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 all of this stuff. That's all they talk about. No medieval grimoire is about finding happiness or something like that, which is like a very vague term anyways, you see. They talk about very, very concrete things. And why is that? Why is that? Or why is it on the other hand, like, you don't have to justify that. We live in the physical world. We have been, for whatever reason, we live in this physical world and we're supposed to take control over it, right? Why? Because that's more survival. And what's more survival is always good. Yeah? So you don't have to justify that. What you have to justify is how can you study something that is supposedly about mastering the forces of the universe and you can't get shit done in your own life? How that needs to be justified. So I ask all of those magicians out there that can't that you know have zero control over their lives. They're everything's just fucked up. Their health is fucked up. Their money's fucked up. They're like everything doesn't work in their lives, you know? So these people explain themselves to me. You're spiritual. What they will tell you is, well, that's not important. No, you just don't know how to make it happen. You gave up, fucker. That's what's up. Okay? That's what's up. So please get rid of the idea that spirituality and material stuff have nothing to do with each other. You don't focus on one and the other. You focus on one thing and the other will be affected by it automatically. Yeah? Good. All right. Your video explaining the subconscious mind is gold. Completely changed my perspective. Thank you for saying that. I'm happy that it helped you. Thanks. Appreciate it. Nostalgic Pros. Hi, everyone. What's up? How do I make Michael love me? The Archangel? I don't know, man. How do you make him love you? But here's how you make any spirit see you in a favorable way. You represent their principle. You represent what they represent very well. You become a good physical representation of that energy. You become a good vessel for the force, for that force. Yeah? That's how you make any spirit like to be around you, because it's energy, you know? Like attracts like, you know? And I also, like in that context, I wanna talk about a little bit of a misunderstanding or a misconception that I see a lot out there, which is basically that angels are only sweet and like innocent, nice creatures. I don't know if you ever read the Bible, okay, but I recommend that you read all the places in the Bible that mention angels, okay? And my question to you then is, are they nice and like harmless little sweethearts? No. What they do is they do God's will, okay? They do God's will, which could be genocide, okay? That happens to be God's will. Okay, the angels go and do that. Who destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah? That were angels, right? Who brought pestilence? Who brought destruction? Who brought this and that and the other, you know? They're messengers and destroyers. That's what angels are for the most part. But destroying things in order to clean up things, okay? So what I'm saying is sometimes angels, I believe, are a little bit misunderstood because they're like, they seem to be portrayed or understood as these sweet little, you know, innocent beings. That's a human projection that we have, you see. the best way to understand all spirits out there, except for the spirits of the dead, because they have like human characteristics, you know. But anything that is like a demon, anything that is an angel, anything that is a planetary intelligence, all of these things are best understood like forces of nature. They don't care about you, okay? They don't care about you. They can be used, or they can be, applied, if you will, okay? But it's not that they care about you in a human sense. It's like gravity does not care about you, okay? It's like a tsunami comes in, takes 10,000 people, and is gone. Yeah? In the grand scheme of things, humans are very, very, just like an ant, you know? An ant is important in a spiritual context, and at the same time completely irrelevant, and that's also a human being. A human being in a spiritual context is very important, but at the same time completely irrelevant. Yeah? So that's a good perspective to take on, okay? Now, 50 people. May I ask you this? How for you transmutate the energy? Yeah, I'm not going to answer. Perform dedication with the horned gods. Okay. How do I make Michael love you? Oh, you meant a person, an actual person. I see. Okay, got it. Is it? How do you make a man love you? Look, you make a man fall in love with you like this. You got to make him feel as if he's your hero. Okay, look up to him, be beautiful, and compliant, and give him loyalty. If you give a man these things, he will do anything for you, okay? I promise you. Every man wants to be your hero. He wants to be looked up to. And he wants compliance. And you should be beautiful, okay? But a lot of guys are going to compromise on looks, for sure, because all of these other qualities. Listen, if you're average looking and you have all these other qualities, I wouldn't worry about that, okay? Because if you're beautiful and you don't have these qualities, if you're bossy, if you're trying to compete with him, if you do this and that and the other, I'm a strong woman, blah, 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 all this bullshit. No. No real man wants that, I promise you. No real man wants that. The guys that you're going to get with this attitude, like I'm a strong woman and all that stuff, these guys you don't even want, okay? Because they're fucking losers for the most part. How do I know? Well, how is a guy going to be a king in the street if he is a bitch at home? How is that going to work? Can you explain that to me? They're like, how? You see? Hey, Frank, what's up? Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. I hope you got something out of this. I really hope that you could benefit from what I was talking about here. Once again, I'm offering consultations and readings again. I'm going to post the link for that page where you can book that soon. I'm also going to do a video on YouTube, okay? If any of you already wants to do one, okay, you can private message me on Facebook. The price or the rate for anything, consultation, channeling, reading, whatever that might be, is going to be $33 a minute. The minimum is 5 minutes, okay? The minimum will be 5 minutes. You can hit me up about that. Yeah? Okay, so with that being said, I hope you got something out of that, and I talk to you soon. Be well. Bye.